using a hacksaw, this isn't a very complicated video, but it can be a knuckle buster when you're cutting something. This is going to be a demonstration cutting a bolt. So the cutting blade, the teeth are angled at a certain direction. The blade like this are angled back, and with the blade like that, they're angled this way. So when I put my blade on my hacksaw, I want my teeth pointed back, because that's when they cut. So whichever direction the teeth are pointing, that's the direction they'll cut. So I want my teeth back, so when I'm pulling back, that's when they're cutting. So I'm not pushing forward and cutting, I'm pulling back and cutting. This gives you a lot of leverage, especially if you put your hand on the front of the saw while you're cutting. It gives you so much leverage that you can actually wear out your blade in a very short period of time. So the knuckle busting part of cutting with a hacksaw is that when you're cutting, you're not paying attention to how much material is left, and all of a sudden, bang, you go through and you might bang your knuckles on the vise or whatever. So when I'm cutting, I'll stop and I'll feel how much material is left on the bolt or the material I'm cutting. If you're cutting something on the other side, you can reach through the saw with your hand and feel the material. So when I get this bolt so it's almost cut, I'll take my other hand and I'll hold the bolt, and this way I can feel exactly what's going on, and I don't have to put a lot of effort in, and then it cuts, and the cut's finished. So this one's almost done. I don't have two hands to show, but then when the bolt is cut, I take it on my file, and first I flatten it out, and then at an angle, I get the other material off the threads, and I take a nut and see how it works. It may need a few passes to get it to work in a nut. You can also put your nut in a vise. I spin it backwards to get it started until I can feel it lock into the nut, and then I spin it forward, and that's how I clean my threads. So I like my teeth on my hacksaw facing back, so they're cutting on a backstroke. When you're cutting material, just stop and feel how much material is left, and when it gets down there, you just cut gently and you hang on to a part of the material you're cutting, and that should keep you from busting your knuckles. And then I just use a file on bolts to clean up the threads.